Hi guys, today it's August 14th, 2024. So if you are doing real estate business in the state of Rhode Island as a realtor helping property owners sell or buyers purchase real estate, you have to start to comply with the changes proposed to the Department of Justice by the National Association of Realtors. What does this mean for the consumer? Well, when a listing agent goes to meet with a seller about listing their property for sale, the listing agent has to explain what he or she charges for their compensation, essentially their pay, to market and sell, negotiate everything, soup to nuts, the property. The listing agent then has to ask the seller, does the seller want to pay something for the buyer's agent? And that is totally up to the seller. These fees are all negotiable. Nothing is set by law or by policy of the National Association of Realtors. So every listing agent can request a compensation rate that they want, and then the seller can choose whether or not to pay anything for the buyer's agent. Now, when I've been explaining this to my clients who are selling their homes, the question they usually ask me is, well, Joe, if we're not paying anything for the buyer's agent's fee, does that mean they'd be less likely to show our home? And my response is, I don't know. But to avoid any chance of that, maybe you should offer something to the buyer's agent, because not all buyers have the financial capacity to pay for their agent's fee. And of course, buyer's agents cannot work for free. They also need to be compensated. Now, if I'm talking with a buyer, the conversation I have is, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, we need to assure that you understand I'm representing you and you are working with me on an exclusive basis, and list everything out that I will do for the buyer. And then, as consideration for my time and my efforts, I am asking for compensation in the amount of, and whatever that is, if it's a dollar amount, if it's a percentage, 2 or 3%, or something in between, whatever that number is, that is negotiated between the buyer and the buyer's agent. Okay. You have to have an agreement signed for a buyer exclusive buyer's agreement, and they're also required by law is a relationship disclosure form, and that is a form that's required to be signed by buyers and by sellers. It establishes the relationship between the realtor and the consumer as a buyer or a seller. Hopefully, I've made this a little easier to understand. If you have questions, please call 401 580 9797, or you can simply comment or DM below. Thanks. Take care. Bye bye.